You had a pretty big announcement this past week. As you know, there's a lot going on in the world, and obviously you played Superman a long time ago, and now you are, you did the comic with Gabe, which is awesome. And
I'm doing a
but you're
second
really
one of those too, by the way.
it's amazing, amazing stuff. But you're kind of putting, I mean, you're putting more or less putting your money where your mouth is, and you have joined ICE.
Yeah.
You announced that earlier this week.
Yeah. So back when the defund the police movement was big and everyone was talking about that, I know so many police officers, and there's so many of them that are good friends of mine. And I've just grown up around law enforcement, and I know how wonderful these people are and how heroic they are and how difficult their job is. So back then, I joined up and became a deputy sheriff and a reserve police officer. I have been for almost 10 years now. When this came up here, I was doing, what's going on here is very clear. There are just millions of people in this country illegally. The last administration allowed it to take place, and their motives for doing it, you could say, was to get, bring in a whole bunch of new voters. Whatever the motives were, it was millions of people came in here unvetted. Donald Trump ran upon the platform of removing these illegal aliens. And any country that you go to on this planet, you better follow their immigration laws, or else they'll toss you out or they'll fine you financially. I've had a home in Spain for over 20 years. I follow their immigration system. I respect their laws when I'm there. I speak Spanish. I do my best to assimilate into Spanish culture when I'm there. It's the same thing we ask of immigrants here in the United States. Now, the reason I joined is because right now ICE agents are being vilified. They're being attacked, 1,000% increase in the attacks on ICE agents, and they're just trying to do their job. If you're here illegally, you need to go back home to where you're from and then try to re-enter legally. They'll give you $1,000. They'll fly you home. You don't have to be subject to these ICE raids and deportation, but they are targeting the worst of the worst. And if you happen to get swept up in that, if you're at Home Depot next to a guy who's a convicted rapist or pedophile or murderer, and they've targeted him or her, then you're going to get swept up. Now, if you're sitting there, if a regular person is sitting there, you're not going to run when ICE jumps out. I wouldn't run. Present your ID and you say, no, what's going on here? So the reason I joined up is that I was doing a recruitment video and I said, join up. You earn all these wonderful benefits, $50,000 signing bonus. You can get your student loan debt repaid. You can get forgiveness here, blah, 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 great retirement benefits. And then everybody took it as though I joined ICE. So I was talking to some ICE officials and we decided, what the heck? I'll join in, whatever they want me to do. If it's doing this and speaking about ICE and immigration, fine. If it's getting out there and working to remove people who are here illegally, I'll do that too. So I'll probably be sworn in as an honorary agent. I don't know if it'll be a full agent. We'll see what happens as time goes on. But I'm here to support Americans, protect Americans, and to support our men and women in uniform once again.
So once again, for those who don't know, we've been saying ICE, 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 but ICE is the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That's ICE, ICE, right? It's what it's called. And it's obviously, there's been a lot of scrutiny over it. And by a lot of people who are really pissed that they say people are being swooped up off the streets or out of school and then booted out of here, and they're taken away from their families and such. When people like you've obviously seen a lot of pushback because ISIS kind of has the crosshairs on them, both literally and sometimes figuratively, as people are trying to beat them up as they're trying to do their job.
1,000% increase.
Yeah, have you when you say join ICE, you talked about there's multiple layers to this, but do you actually see an instance where you could actually go out and be picking up illegal folks off the street and put them in the back of a van? Or yeah.
It's possible, sure. If that's what Director Lyons wants me to do, if that's what Secretary Noem wants me to do, I would do it in a heartbeat. I doubt that'll be the case, but I'll do it in a heartbeat. I've been a sworn trained officer for almost a decade. I understand how to do these things. I can. I'm way above the age cutoff they used to have at 37, but not saying I'm 37. Way past that. But I'll do whatever they want. But my real reason for stepping up and joining was to support our men and women of ICE and to protect Americans. There are these gangs, roving gangs in Tren de Aragua, and places like that. These people don't belong here. and they're exploiting the system, and they're putting American lives at risk. And I just don't see how that's okay.
I when are you going to run for president?
You get my
I'll
vote.
tell you what, I look at the way President Trump gets treated. I mean, even the way I'm getting treated for joining ICE, gosh, it's insane. I'm joining a law enforcement branch of the federal government, and I'm being vilified as a Nazi. Of course, I'm told I'm the worst Superman ever. I'm not getting paid. So, but there, even, I mean, as far as even Jared Moskowitz, a Democrat congressman, made a statement on X saying the $50,000 bonus is the largest bonus Dean Cain's ever gotten. Haha. I mean, like crazy crap going on. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You're a sitting U.S. congressman. I'm joining a federal law enforcement agency to help protect Americans, and you're belittling me? How do you think our officers feel? How do you think our regular, everyday to day officers feel when you can do that? That's disgusting to me. I swore an oath to this Constitution a number of times. I'll swear it again. And if somebody sitting in Congress wants to belittle me for that, it's just stunning. I can't believe it. So the hate you get, it's fine. Give me the hate. I'd like to, if I can act as a shield and take some of the incoming for our wonderful ICE agents, okay, fine. I'm happy to do so.
So you're not saying you won't run for president. You're just saying it would be hard.
Exclusive here to Side Scroll.
That's right. Let's go.
Listen,
Dean
I look
Cain.
at the job, man. That is, I don't know how President Trump does it. He's got more energy than anybody I know at 25 years old, because my son is 25. And they're rather lazy, the 25-year-olds, but that's another story. I don't know how he does it. Bless him. And the incoming he took, as far as, all of the lawfare that the Democrats threw at him, and people are screaming online, he's a pedophile, he's a rapist, he's a felon. All that's baloney. And it's crazy how you can just make these accusations. So I've heard people making accusations about me, like being, a semi-rapist or sexual harasser or things, which is the most insane thing ever. But of course, it's an unnamed movie from an unnamed person, and it just goes deep. So that E. Jean Carroll case that went against President Trump, I mean, the dress she said she was wearing wasn't even created until years later. And so lawfare can get you. And there are people who are wishing that upon me, and that's insane. I'm just wishing the best for every American here. And I'm wishing the best for the immigrants, the illegal immigrants who are here. Take the $1,000, go back, get back in line, do it legally. And I'm saying to Congress, fix the immigration system so that people aren't stuck for 7 years trying to get their family member into this country or something like that.
Wait, so Dean, real quick, there's people who are mad at you online? What are you talking about? This is crazy.
It's a weird concept, but yeah, apparently so.
All right. Well, Snake Master came in and says, Dean, I just wanted to say thank you, and ICE are badass. If I could, I'd give you and every ICE member a slow-mo fist bump. Let's go. And Wasp also says, thank God. By the way, before you came on, we were having a very intense conversation prior to Gina Carano about cereal and soup. So Wasp said he's really thankful that you came on to save us from that conversation. Just to throw a little bit of gasoline on the fire, have you ever given thought about whether or not cereal is a soup, Dean? Uh-oh.
I think it's too crunchy, if it's proper cereal, to be a soup. But I do believe cereal can transform itself. Notice how I didn't say transition. It can transform itself into soup.
A win is a win. I'll take it.
Well, Dean, we know you got a lot going on, man. Congratulations on your big moves. We appreciate you joining us for a few minutes today. Is there anything you want to tell people about, if they want to be a part of the solution?
Yeah, you can go to join.ice.gov and you can join up and you can get great pay and help protect Americans. Check it out. There are, there's already 80,000 plus applications. So tremendous number of people who are interested in this, former law enforcement, former agents, former military, that are signing up like mad, because there are a lot of patriotic Americans who want to protect this country. God bless them. And if you feel like blessing them further, join up yourself.
Awesome. And Mercenary says you're one of the top 3 Supermans ever.
Absolutely.
I'll take that.
So, that's awesome. Great. Love it. Hey, congratulations, Dean. Thank you very much for joining us, man. Have a great day, okay?
Always
Thanks,
an
Dean.
honor. Thank you, Craig.
All right, brother. We'll see you, okay? The great Dean Cain joining us today here on Side Scrollers. Always awesome. YouTube said you should watch this video right here. And as we all know, you should do what YouTube tells you to do.